Today we will discuss analysis of continuous beam by three-moment equation when end supports are simply supported and more than two spans. These are the steps you know how to solve the continuous beam. That is, you have to use Clapeyron theorem to any two consecutive span of continuous beam. Then assume each span of the beam is simply supported. Then you have to draw the free bending moment diagram. Then you have to find the area of free BMT A1, A2. Then the centroidal distance of free BMT from both ends support A1, A2. Then you have to identify the support moments which are to be determined, MA, MB and MC, that you have to identify. Then by using the Clapeyron theorem, you have to find out what is the support moments. So these are the two cases already I have explained in last class. Then by using the equations and after getting the moments, then you have to draw the final bending moment diagram. By overlapping the free BMT and support moment diagram, then after cancelling the overlapping portion, positive, negative, then the rest diagram will be the final bending moment diagram. Then you have to find out the support reaction of continuous beam by analyzing individual span by taking load and moments. You have to find out what is the reactions are the support RA, RB, RC. Then you have to find out what is the shear force at different position. Then you have to draw the shear force diagram of a continuous beam. Then at zero shear force, you have to find out what is the maximum positive moment. So these are the steps you have to remember for solving any continuous beam. If the continuous beam is three span, 1, 2, 3. This is support A, support B, support C, support D, and there is having the different loading. So you know at the end support, if simply supported, the moment is equal to 0. So here this is simply supported end and this is also simply supported end. So the moment at A and D is equal to 0. MA, MD is equal to 0 due to simply supported ends. And here this is one intermediate support and this is also intermediate support. These two support. So here the moment is MP and here the moment is MC. There is two interior support moments, MB and MC. So these two is your unknown. So you have to find out these two unknown values using the Clapeyron's theorem. So you have to apply Clapeyron theorem of three moment to the span AB and BC first, and you will get one equation. Then you have to apply Clapeyron theorem of three moments to the span BC and CD. Then you will get another equation. So after solving these two equations, you will get the unknown value of support moments. This moment and this moment you will find out after solving these two equations. Using two equations, determine the unknown moments. If the continuous beam is having three spans, first apply Clapeyron theorem of three moment to the span AB and BC. You will get one equation. Then apply it to the span BC and CD. You will get another equation. After simplification of the two equations, you will get the unknown moments. So look at this figure. So here there is four span. This is four span A, B, C, D, E. So this is end and this is also end. So both ends are simply supported. So here moment A, MA is equal to 0 and here the moment MA is equal to 0. This is due to simply supported ends. But this is intermediate support. This is intermediate support. This is intermediate support. These are the interior supports. These are the interior supports. So what is the interior support? What is the moment at B, MB? And what is the moment at C, MC? What is the moment at D, MT? So these three moments are unknown. MB, MC and MD unknown. So this case you require three equations because this is one unknown, this is one unknown, this is one unknown. So you need three equations. Then after solving these three equations, you will find out what is the unknown moments, MB, MC and MD. MB, MC, and MD. These three are unknown interior support moments. Then, so first you have to apply this case. First you have to apply to the span AB and BC. You will get one equation. Then you have to apply Clapeyron theorem of three moment, the span BC and CD. You will get second equation. You have to apply to the span CD and D, and you will get the third equation. Then after solving these three equations, you will find out the support moments. You will find out the unknown support moments, MB, MC, and MD. Coming to one example, determine the support moment in the continuous beam shown in figure by using three moment equations. Draw bending moment diagram and shear force diagram. So this is three span continuous beam A, B, C, D. Span AB having 20 kilonewton by meter uniform distributed load, and on the span BC having 40 kilonewton concentrated load at the midpoint of span BC. Then on span CD having 40 kilonewton load eccentrically, that is 3 meters from the support C and 2 meters from the support D. Eccentrical load is present. The span of AB is your 3 meters, span of BC is 4 meters, and the span of CD is 5 meters. These are the data given. And also given the moment of inertia for span AB is your I, and the moment of inertia for span BC is I, and moment of inertia for span CD is 2I. These are the moment of inertia given. So here the moment of inertia is your different. This is I, and this is 2I. Here you see are the end supports. This is end support, and this is also end support. So other end supports are simply supported. So the moment at A and D is equal to 0. Other end supports A and D are simply supported. Moment MA is equal to MD is equal to 0. Then this is the interior support, and this is also interior support. So at these two interior support, the moment is your MB and MC. So these two moments you have to find out. So the moment at B is your MB, moment at C is MC. So these two moments is your unknown moment, and these two moments you will find out. So using two equations. First you have to apply Clapeyron theorem 3 moment to the span AB and BC. You will get one equation. Then you have to apply to the span BC and CD. You will get second equation. Then after simplifying these two equations, you will get what is the unknown moment MB and MC. First apply 3 moment equation to span AB and BC. Then apply 3 moment equation to span BC and CD. You will get two equations. After simplification of the two equations, we will get unknown moments MB and MC. So the next step is find out the free bending moment, and you have to draw the free bending moment diagram. You know, here this is your UDL. So due to this UDL, what is the free bending moment diagram? Parabolic. This is a point load. On the span BC, there is you are having point load 40 kilonewton. So due to this load, so what is the free bending moment diagram? Triangle. Then here also having 40 kilonewton load. 40 kilonewton load eccentrically. What is the free bending diagram? Triangle. So here, what is the free bending moment, maximum moment? W L square by 8. And here, what is the maximum free bending moment? W L by 4. And this case, what is the maximum free bending moment? W AB by L. So first find out this. The maximum bending moment at midpoint of span AB, W1 L1 square by 8, 20 into 3 square by 8 is equal to 22.5 kilonewton meter. Then maximum bending moment at midpoint of span BC, WL by 4, W2 L2 by 4, 40 into 4 by 4, 40 kilonewton meter. Maximum bending moment under the load point of span CD, W AB by L, W3 AB by L3, 40 into 3 by into 2 by 5. This is 48 kilonewton meter. So these are the maximum positive moment. So this is the BMD, free BMD of span AB. This is free BMD of span BC. This is free BMD of span CD. This is parabolic and the maximum moment 22.5. And this is triangle. The maximum moment is here 40. And here this is also triangle, eccentrical triangle. And here the maximum moment is 48 kilonewton meter. Then you have to find out what is the area of this free bending moment diagram. So the area of this diagram is your 45. What is the area? How you will find out this area? 2/3 into base into height. The area of the parabola is your 2/3 into base into height. 2/3 into 3 into 22.5 is equal to 45. Then what is the area of this triangle? Half into base into height, half into 4 into 40. And the area of this triangle is your 80. And what is the area of this triangle? Half into base into height. Here the base is 5 and the height is your equal to 48. Half into 5 into 48. So the area is your 120 here. Then you have to apply first the Clapeyron theorem of three moments to the span AB and BC. You have to apply to this span AB and BC. This is AB and BC. The area for this A1 is your already I have explained. This is your 45, 2/3 into base into height. Then the area of 3 BMT of span BC is your half into 4 into 40. This is 80. Then the centroidal distance of area A1 from support A. So you have to take, this is your right figure and this is your left figure. So you have to take the centroidal distance of area A1 from the left end, and you have to take the centroidal distance of area A2 from the right end. From C you have to take the centroidal distance, and for A1 you have to take the centroidal distance from A. Now you are clear? So because this is your right side figure and this is your left side figure. So for right side figure you have to take from the right end the CG, and for left side figure you have to take the CG from the left end. So what is the centroidal distance of area A1 from A? 1.5 meter. And what is the centroidal distance of area A2 from C? 2 meter. Then apply Clapeyron theorem. This is Clapeyron theorem, MA L1 by I1 plus 2MB L1 by I1 plus L2 by I2 plus MC L2 by I2 is equal to minus 6A1 A1 by I1 L1 minus 6A2 A2 by I2 L2. But you know MA is equal to 0. Due to simply supported and MA is equal to 0. So only MB and MC, these two unknown is there. This is MA is 0, 2 MB, and what is the length? L1 is your 3 meter and L2 is 4 meter. L1 3 and L2 4. Then moment of inertia of this one is your I, and this one also I. The moment of inertia is given for span AB and BC I. This is I and I plus the moment here MC, L2 by I2. L2 is your 4 meter and I2 is your I, 4 by I is equal to minus 6 A1, capital A1 and small a1 by I1 L1. So capital A1 is your equal to 45 and small a1 is equal to 1.5. 45 into 1.5 by this one, I1 L1. So L1 is your 3 meter and I1 is your equal to I, 3I minus 6 into A2 into A2, small a2 divided by I2 L2. So capital A2 is your equal to 80 and small a2 is your equal to 2 and I2 is your equal to I and L2 is your equal to 4 meter. Or I 6 into 80 into 2. So this is the Clapeyron theorem. Then after simplification of this equation, we'll get the equation 14 MB plus 4 MC is equal to minus 375. This is equation 1. Then apply Clapeyron theorem of three moment to the span BC and CD. You have to apply to the span BC and CD. These two, BC and CD. These two, BC and CD. Here, so what is the area of BC? This area is equal to area of 3 BMD of span BC, half into 4 into 40, 80. Then area of this one is your half into 5 into 48, 120. Then here, when we are considering the span BC and CD, so this is your right 3 BMD, this is your left 3 BMD. So here, for this left 3 BMD, for this left 3 BMD, you have to take the centroidal distance from the support B, and for the right 3 BMD, you have to take the centroidal distance from the right end. So you have to take for this area. For this area, you have to take the centroidal distance from D, and for this area, you have to take the centroidal distance from the end B. So A2 is equal to 80, and A3 is equal to 120, and the small A2 centroidal distance of area A2 from support B, 2 meter. Then centroidal distance of area A3 from support D. What is the centroidal distance of this area? Because this is a eccentrical triangle, so this side is your 2 meter and this side is 3 meter. So you know how to find out the centroidal distance: L plus B by 3, L plus 2 by 3. So L is your 5, and this is your 2 meter, this 2 meter, so 5 plus 2 by 3. So this is centroidal distance. Then apply Clapeyron theorem. This is the Clapeyron theorem: MA L1 by I1 plus 2 MB L1 by I1 plus L2 by I2 plus MC L2 by I2 is equal to minus 6 A1 by I1 L1 minus 6 A2 by I2 L2. But here, this is your Clapeyron theorem. So in this case, you have to take MA is equal to MB, and MB is equal to MC. MC is equal to MD. The three moment equation applied to span BC and CD. In the above equation, put the values. MA is equal to MB. You have to take MB is equal to MC. Then MC is equal to MD is equal to 0 due to simply supported end. So this end is your simply supported. This is simply supported. So here the moment is 0. MC is equal to MD is your 0 due to simply supported end. Then here you have to take A1 is your this area, A2. This case A1 is your equal to A2, and A2 is your equal to A3, and A1 is your equal to A2, A2 is your equal to A3. Then small A1 is your equal to A2. This is here A2. But for this formula, you have to take small A1 is equal to A2 is equal to 2 meter. Then this side A3. So for this formula, A3 is equal to A2. A3 is equal to A2. Then L1 is equal to L2 because the span length L2. This is L3. But when you are using this equation, so L1 is equal to L2 and L2 is equal to L3. Then the moment of inertia of span BC you are given I, and for span CD you are given 2I. So I1 is equal to I and I2 is equal to 2I. I1 is equal to I and I2 is equal to 2I. So substitute these values in Clapeyron theorem of three moments. Then we'll get here MB. So MA is equal to MB. This case MB L1 4 meter, I1 I, MB into 4 by I plus this case this one MC 2 MC, and this is your 4 by I, and this is 5 by I, 4 by I plus 5 by I. plus MC. You have to take this one. 0, because MC is equal to MD is equal to 0. 0 is equal to minus 6 A1. This is the area A1. A1 is equal to A2. A1 is equal to 80, and the small A1 is your 2 meter. Minus 6 into 80 into 2 divided by this one. I1 is your I, and L1 is your equal to 4 meter. 4I minus 6 A2. A2 is your equal to A3. 6 into 120 into 2.333 divided by, here I2 is your equal to 2I, and L2 is your equal to 5 meter. 2I into 5, 10I. This one, MB 4 by I plus 2MC, 4 by I plus 5 by 2I plus 0 is equal to minus 6 into 80 into 2 divided by 4I minus 6 into 120 into 2.333 divided by 5 into 2I. Then after simplification, this equation becomes 4MB plus 13C is equal to minus 432. This is equation 2. This is equation 1, and this is equation 2. Then after simplification of these two equations, we get MB and MC value. The unknown moments MB and the unknown moment MC. MB is equal to minus 18.598 kilonewton meter, and MC is equal to minus 27.397 kilonewton meter. So this is the moments you got at the interior support. Then this is the bending moment diagram, because this is the support moment. Here you got at support B 18.598 negative moment, and at the C you got 27.397 moment. Then this is 3 BMD, and this is also 3 BMD, and this is also 3 BMD. So the 3 BMD, what is the maximum moment here? What is the total moment? 3 BMD 22.5 here, and what is the total moment here? In triangle 40 kilonewton meter, and here the total moment here 48 kilonewton meter. And this is the support moment you got from the Clapeyron theorem of 3 moments. Then after overlapping this positive and negative moment, so this portion is your cancel. This is positive negative cancel, this is positive negative cancel, and this is also positive negative cancel. So the remaining, this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative, and this is positive. So this is the final bending moment diagram or combined bending moment diagram of 3-span continuous beam having different loading. But you have to find out what is the moment here. You have to find out what is the moment here. This is the positive moment of span CD. This is the positive moment. So how you will find out this one? Because you see, when you will deduct this portion, then you will get this one, because you know from this to this 48 kilonewton meter. After deducting this ordinate, you will find out what is the positive moment of span CD. So how you will find out this one? Because you see, you take this is one triangle and this is another triangle. So you know this ordinate is your 27.397, and this side is your 5 meter, and you take the ordinate here is your x, and this side is your 2 meter. So 27.397 divided by 5 is equal to x by 2. 27.397 by 5 is equal to x by 2. Then you will find out what is the value of x, this x. So the x is equal to 10.96 kilonewton meter. Then after this is 48 minus 10.96, so you will get what is the moment here, 37.04 kilonewton meter. This is the moment. Similarly here you see, you have to find out this is the positive moment of span BC. So how you will find out? Because you know what is the moment here, 18.598, this one, this ordinate, and what is the moment here, 27.397, and this is trapezium. You know already, I have explained in the fixed beam. This is the trapezium, this is the ordinate here, and this is the ordinate here. But you have to find out at the midpoint of the trapezium. So how will you find out this one? Because you have to take the average of these two. Here y is equal to 18.598 plus 27.397 divided by 2 is equal to y. So the y you will find out, this is equal to 23 kilonewton meter. Then after getting y, you know this total free BMD positive moment diagram 40 kilonewton meter. Then here you got y is 23. So after deducting this y, so you'll get the positive moment of span PC is equal to 40 minus 23 is equal to 17 kilonewton meter. Here you see this is UDL having on the span AB. So at the midpoint, you will find out this is the moment. Similarly, you will find out because you have to take here also. This is one triangle and this is another triangle. This is two triangle you have to take, and the ordinate of this is your Z. So this side by this side, 18.598 divided by 3 is equal to Z by 1.5. Z by 1.5. Then we'll find out what is the value of Z. Z is equal to 9.3 kilonewton meter. Then you know this total free BMD, positive free BMD value here 22.5, and after deducting this one 9.3, so you get what is the positive moment at the midpoint of span AB, 13.20 kilonewton meter. But you don't know where you will get the maximum positive moment of the span AB because there is having the uniform distributed load. So you don't know in which position you will get the maximum positive moment. That position you have to find out because where the shear force is 0, then at that position you will get the maximum positive moment. So you have to find out what is the zero shear force position. Then after putting this zero shear force position, you will find out what is the maximum positive moment. This one, the maximum positive moment 14.16 kilonewton. Here, this is all about the final bending moment diagram. Then you have to find out what is the reaction. For reaction, you have to take the span, individual span. You have to take individual span because here there is 3 span. So this is span AB, then span BC, and the span CD. And you have to find out by taking individually each span what is the reaction at both ends. So this is for span AB. So what is the reaction at RA, and what is the reaction at B, RB1, and for span BC, what is the reaction at B, RB2, and what is the reaction at C, RC1, and for span CD, the reaction at C is RC2, and reaction at D is RD. Then, by taking the load and moments of individual span, here you see, here you got the negative moment 18.598 at support B, and at support C, you got 27.397 MB MC you got. This one negative, and already I told you. So at for right side you have to take the direction is your clockwise, and for left side you have to take the direction is your anti-clockwise for the negative moment. So when you are considering the span AB, you have to take this moment 18.598 clockwise, and when you are considering span BC, you have to take this is left side 18.598 kilonewton meter. Similarly for MC, the negative, when you are considering span BC, you have to take clockwise here, and when you are taking span CD, you have to take anti-clockwise 27.397. And this is the load given for span AB 20 kilonewton meter, and for span BC 40, and span CD 40. These are the length is your given. So you have to find out the reaction RA, RB1, RB2, RC1, RC2, and RD. So what is the total reaction at B? RB is equal to RB1 plus RB2. And what is the total reaction at C? RC is equal to RC1 and RC2. So after getting individually the reaction for each span, then you can find out what is the reaction of the interior support. So first take span AB, and taking moment about A, RB1 into 3, this is anti-clockwise, is equal to 20 into 3 clockwise, and this is also clockwise, plus 18.598. RB1 and 3 is equal to 18.598 into plus 20 into 3 into 1.5. So RB1 is equal to 36.2 kilonewton. RB1 is equal to 36.2 kilonewton. Then you will find out here RA work. Then you will find out RA by taking the sum of the vertical force is equal to 0. That is the upward force is equal to downward force. So what is the upward force here? RA plus RB1. And what is the downward force here? 20 into 3. RA plus RB1 is equal to 20 into 3. Then we will find out RA is equal to 60 minus 36.2. This is equal to 23.8 kilonewton. So here you got this is 23.8 kilonewton. Similarly, take span BC and you take the moment about the support B. Then here also you have to take RC1 into 4 anti-clockwise, and this moment is also anti-clockwise. RC1 into 4 plus 18.598 is equal to 40 into 2 clockwise, and this is clockwise, plus 27.397. This one. RC1 into 4 plus 18.598 is equal to 27.397 plus 40 into 2. Then after simplification, this one RC1 is equal to 22.2 kilonewton. Again, here also you take the summation of the vertical force is equal to 0. That is the upward force is equal to downward force. So what is the upward force? RB2 plus RC1 is equal to downward force 40. RB2 plus RC1 is equal to 40. Then you will find out what is the value of RB2. 40 minus 22.2 is equal to 17.8 kilonewton. Then take span CD. Again you take what is the moment about the support C. Then RD into 5 anti-clockwise, and here this moment is also anti-clockwise. RD into 5 plus 27.397 is equal to 40 into 3 meter. RD into 5 plus 27.397 is equal to 40 into 3. Then after simplification, you will get RD is equal to 18.52 kilonewton. Then you take the summation of vertical force is equal to 0. That is upward force is equal to downward force. So what is the upward force? RC2 plus RD is equal to the downward force 40. RC2 plus RD is equal to 40. Then you will get RC2 is equal to 40 minus 18.52. This is equal to 21.48 kilonewton. Now you have got all the reaction of different span. Then you find out what is the final reaction. What is the reaction? This is RA, and what is the reaction at B, and what is the reaction at C. So RB is equal to RB1 plus RB2. RB is equal to RB1 plus RB2. 36.2 plus 17.8 is equal to 54 kilonewton. Then what is the reaction here? RC is equal to RC1 plus RC2. RC1 plus RC2. This is 22.2. RC1 is your 22.2 and RC2 is 21.48 is equal to 43.68 kilonewton. And RD is your already you have calculated. This is 18.52 and the RA you have calculated here 23.8 kilonewton. This is the final reaction of the continuous beam. Then you have to find out the shear force at the different positions. Shear force at D. First you find out what is shear force at D. So shear force at D is your right side upward force. Shear force at D, FD is equal to minus RD. FD is equal to minus RD is equal to minus 18.52 kilonewton. Then what is the shear force just right of F? What is the shear force just right of F? Because here there is no loading, so this is remain constant. The shear force is remain constant up to right of F. So shear force just right of F is equal to minus RD, minus 18.52 kilonewton. Then find out shear force just left side of F. Left side of F. So what you have to do here? So because this is the load you have to include. So what is the shear force just right of F? plus 40 kilonewton, plus 40 kilonewton. This is right of F minus 18.52 plus 40. This is your equal to 21.48 kilonewton. Then what is the shear force just right side of C? Then what is just right of C, right side of C? This is remain constant. What is the shear force left of F? And this is remain constant up to right side of C. Right of C, this is remain constant. Then what is the shear force just left side of C? Left side of C. So what is the shear force right of C? Then you have to include this reaction. What is the reaction at C? At C. So this is, and this reaction is you have to deduct upward. Left side of C, 21.48 minus the reaction at C. So this is equal to minus 22.2 kilonewton. Left side of C. Left side of C. Then you find out what is the shear force just right side of E. So this is remain constant. Left of C and right of E is your remain constant. Right side of E is your constant, minus 22.2 kilonewton. Then what is the shear force just left side of E? When you are taking left side of E, you have to include this load. So this load is your downward force. So you have to take positive. Minus 22.2 plus 40 is equal to 17.8 kilonewton. Then what is the shear force just right side of B? What is the shear force just right of B? What is the shear force left of B? Then right of B, this is your remain constant. This is remain constant. Right of B is your 17.8 kilonewton, constant. Then what is the shear force just left side of B? When you are taking left side of B, so this is the support reaction. So this reaction is your upward. So you have to take negative. You have to deduct this one. What is the shear force just right of B? Minus RB. Right of B is your 17.8 minus RB. So this is your equal to 17.8 minus 54 is equal to minus 36.2 kilonewton. Then what is the shear force at A? So what is the shear force just left side of B? Then this load, UDL is your downward force. So you have to take this is positive, 20 into 3. Shear force just left side of B plus 20 into 3. That is your equal to FA is your equal to RA. Shear force at A is equal to FA minus 36.2. What is the shear force just left side of B? This is plus the UDL, total UDL, 20 into 2, 3. Total UDL 20 into 3. Then the shear force at A is equal to 23.8 kilonewton is equal to RA. Already you got RA is equal to 23.8 kilonewton. And these are the shear force at different positions. Then after knowing the shear force, you can draw the shear force diagram. This is the shear force diagram. So here the shear force at D 18.5 to negative. Then this is remain constant just up to right side of F negative minus 18.852. Then shear force just left side of F 21.48. Here this is your suddenly increased 21.48 positive. Once again this is remain constant. Just right of C constant 21.48. Then what is the shear force just left side of C? Minus 22.2 kilonewton. Then here suddenly decreased due to the upward reaction 22.2 kilonewton. Once again this is remain constant here. Shear force just right of side of E, this one constant. Then what is the shear force just left side of E? 17.8 kilonewton. This is increases due to the upward, the downward force. Due to load, this is your increases suddenly here. Then once again this is remain constant 17.8. Just right of B, 17.8 kilonewton. Then shear force just left side of B, minus 36.2 kilonewton. Left side of B, this is minus 36.2 kilonewton. Then what is the shear force at A? Shear force at A is equal to 23.8 kilonewton. And this is equal to RA. But here due to UDL, the shear force diagram will goes linearly. This is here negative value, and at a, this is your positive 23.8 kilonewton. These are the positive shear force diagram, and these are the negative shear force diagram, and these are the value. You have to find out where you will get the zero shear force, and at that position you will get the maximum positive moment. So this is the distance. Here this is the zero shear force, and let us take this distance is your x. So this distance is your equal to 3 minus x. If this is x, this is your 3 minus x. So by using the similar triangle, you can find out what is the value of this zero shear force position. This is 23.8 by x is your equal to 36.2 divided by 3 minus x. This is x by 23.8 is equal to 3 minus x by 36.2. Then after simplification of this one, the similar triangle, the value x is equal to 1.186 meter. That is equal to 1.9 meter. So here you got the zero shear force position. This is 1.19. So this x is equal to 1.19 meter. By using the similar triangle, you can find out. So what is the zero shear force position? Also, you can find out this x by taking the moment at a distance x from the support A. You have to take a section xx at a distance x from the support A. So you have to find out what is the shear force here. That is Ra minus 20 into x is equal to 0. So what is the shear force here? Fx is equal to Ra minus 20 into x. But for zero shear force, so you have to equate the shear force to 0. Fx is equal to 0. Ra minus 20 into x is equal to 0. Then Ra is equal to 23.8 minus 20 into x, 0. Then x is equal to 1.186 meter is equal to 1.19 meter. This is also the zero shear force position. You can find out. So by using the similar triangle, the location of point of zero shear force will be obtained, or by taking a section at a distance x from the support A between A and B and equating the shear force to 0, we get the maximum positive bending moment distance. Then after getting this zero shear force position, x is here equal to 1.19 meter, you can find out what is the moment here, and that moment is the maximum positive moment. So this moment is equal to Ra into 1.19. Ra is your 23.8 into 1.19, and due to this load, you have to take the moment about the section x. So 23.8 into 1.19 minus, due to this load, 20 into 1.19 into 1.19 by 2. 20 into 1.19 square by 2. Then after simplification, you will get what is the maximum positive moment of span AB. So maximum bending moment, positive bending moment of span AB is equal to 14.16 kilonewton meter. Then this is 14.16 kilonewton meter. So this is the maximum bending moment, maximum positive bending moment per span AB. Now you are clear that how to solve the three-span continuous beam using the Clapeyron theorem of three moments.